I read Severance by Ling Ma in May of 2020. This book is about a fungal outbreak in New York City and the subsequent pandemic. And I read this in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, which I suppose we're still in the middle of. And this was a good balance of relatable while still being very much fiction and feeling different enough to not be too confronting. Ultimately, this book is about nostalgia and remembrance of people who have died, and also consumerism. And that might sound jarring, but it actually really worked. The way that it explores nostalgia and how living a life fully saturated in nostalgia can kind of turn you into a zombie was so expertly done, and it actually put its nail on a feeling that I've been having where as someone who was born in the mid-90s, I do have nostalgia for my own childhood. Of course I do, that's natural. But I also feel like the media right now is so saturated in nostalgia for many different decades, many decades of which I never actually experienced firsthand. I feel like I'm almost being sold this nostalgia that I never actually feel. It feels very hollow and forced and marketed, and it's turned what is quite a natural, private, intimate feeling of nostalgia for your own childhood into a commodity. And I think this book explores that. Like how Ling Ma could pack so many themes into such a relatively short and relatively simply written book. It's amazing. The book had two sides. One was very hazy and with a sort of floating through life feeling, which I enjoyed because I thought it was executed really well. And the second, there was more of a suspense turned actiony plot that really picked up in the second half, which again I also enjoyed. This was easy to read. It gave me plot, it gave me atmosphere, it gave me themes to chew on. It was just what I needed right when I needed it.